So today I was scouting around because I knew we wanted to talk about the Valentine's Day GodWhale stuff that may occur. And yeah, I got some interesting tweets from Hexkins here. I thought were cool to kind of frame the conversation around. I agree with DCC, it's dollar cost crypto, and I will be streaming at dollar cost on the 13th before Valentine's Day because I can't do it on the day for obvious reasons. I agree with DCC that around Valentine's Day, V3 will come out. Why GodWhale staked over 2 billion HEX for 45 days. If I remember correctly, I've come close to February 14th. You are correct. And this was back in January 26th. So, and then another one from Tiago Diaz. Remember this pump in October? It started exactly the moment GodWhale restaked a massive stake. Same dual have a 2 billion stake ending on February 14th.
Yeah, I like that one because that's kind of this inference that maybe we'll see a repeat, you know?
Right.
I like that.
And then your friend Somi, making shout out to your friend Somi, making a lot of great Hex videos.
He's your friend. He's your friend, Somi.
Our friend Somi. February 14th is GodWhale. He's a friendly Hex believer. My guess he'll stake again. And then talk about liquidity viewer on Uniswap, and it was in response to, I think he was talking about here. Okay. Oh, somebody was just talking about a massive thing, and he was saying it's GodWhale. Okay. So that one, and then last one, Dion Hexus. Definitely adds attention to the drama. PulseChain launch market go up or down. Hex pump pressure. GodWhale dump pressure. So do we? That's kind of setting the question. You know, when I give it back to Crispy, we'll talk about whether we think GodWhale is going to dump, keep it, restake, or otherwise, and look at the previous actions. But just wanted to throw this Bloxy here. If you haven't been to Bloxy, it's pretty cool. This is one of GodWhale's addresses, and talks about the amazing portfolio this guy has and all the coins that have went through it throughout the years and all that. I'll throw this in the chat in case people aren't familiar with Bloxy because it's a great resource. Throw this in real quick. And then we'll go to Fatty, which has the entire GodWhale portfolio. I think they have tracking of all the known addresses, I believe.
Oh,
and
nice.
Look at these numbers.
Yeah, I didn't get as far as to look at the different addresses. How many addresses does it cover? Do you know?
So let me go to public. These, it looks like. So 1, 2, 3,
so
4,
pretty
5,
well
6,
spread
7,
out.
11. Looks like about 11. Yeah.
Nice. Excuse me. Yeah.
So
nice.
Just amazing amount of, and the sacrificed estimated totals. You can see what they sacrificed for. You can see just the different, just ginormous numbers here. Ginormous stuff. So wanted to set the stage for that. And then I'll post this link in here too. And people haven't seen Fatty. It is amazing work by the famous folks. Good job over there. I'll remove my screen and give it back to...
I don't know what should we talk about with the GodWhale. I mean, what's the chat think? Because I don't have any inside knowledge, you know, on what they might do. But I think they'd restake. I think they'd restake.
Yeah, maybe we go through a couple scenarios, like if they restake, if they dump, if they don't do anything. Maybe those three, and kind of we got maybe some data around that.
Let's see if I can make my screen work. I got it kind of jammed up here. Well, one of the things I do know is that I am expecting, as we were talking about, that GodWhale stake to come out. So for the GodWhale, you know, whether he controls both stakes or not, I don't know. But for GodWhale, you know, before this stake comes out that jumps it a few, I would be restaking, you know, almost immediately after my stake came out. You know, you got a little bitty jump on the 14th, 15th. I'd restake, get things a little cheaper. Now, hey, maybe GodWhale doesn't care. I don't know. You know, it's not that much. Maybe in their mind because they own so much other crypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if we go look, is there even? I mean, I don't think there's even enough for him to dump, right? So if we go look at HEX staking data.
Yeah, what is the worst case scenario if it does dump? I mean, you know, we always talk about the OA will never dump because there's not enough to get out of the market to make it worth it. What about the GodWhale?
Yeah, let's go look and see. So,
Shout out to GodWhale, by the way. These are all theoretical questions. We love you and all your previous actions, so keep it up. Appreciate you.
yes, we do love you. We love GodWhale.
Richard has said on stream before he loves GodWhale as well. I wish I had that clip. I'd share it.
All right, so I'm gonna turn off my filters up here, and I just filtered. I filtered the stakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and say, okay, show me that are the ones that are not ended. So not ended. 14th through the 16th. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a downward sort on this. So here's the this is 127 million coming out on the 17th. And which one's the GodWhale address? It's that. See, we have a lot of different people doing different things. So I forget which address it is, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I think it was like a 30.
I can send you the fatty link, and you can check there if you want.
Yeah. Well, this way we'll grab that specific address and throw it in there, just in case I'm missing something on here, right?
Okay.
But so what's the implications of 127 million HEX payout? Well, there isn't. I don't know what's 127 million times 127. I just rounded off a 0.046, right? So that would take up nearly the entire USD pool, USDC pool, to try to sell that. So it doesn't look like that would happen, and I don't think that's been the experience that we've seen anyways. If that was to happen, we would expect to see price jump way up, right? All right, so you're looking at 6660.
There was a.
See that one? So you sent over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the one that you were aware of as well. Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at that one. See what we got going on. See what stakes he does have open. And let's do a quick sort. I'm sorry, guys, if you can't follow along with this. Try to get it cleaned up pretty fast. Do sort by end date. Oops, go the other way. All right, so he's got this one on the 13th that ends. That's why it didn't pop up. We were looking at it. Underneath this address, he's got one on the 13th that ends, and it's 2.1 billion. 2.1 billion. So clearly, that is going to be restaked or held liquid, but I don't see why you'd hold it liquid, right? What would you do with 2 billion?
Make the biggest HSI the world has ever seen.
You could make the biggest HSI the world has ever seen. That would be kind of fun to see what would happen with that. But I would guess, that what we're looking at is that it's either going to be entirely restaked, maybe in one or multiple stakes, maybe to be broken up into different wallets. That might make sense from a strategic point of view. Maybe there'll be some skimming. Maybe there's something else the guy wants to do, or they want to do. I don't know, but that would be my guess. Maybe it goes into, maybe it gets set aside for some liquidity providing. I don't know. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, a couple questions actually. So let's say that he did dump it for the entire USDC pool. What happens then? Like, is the pool gone? Like, is there mass panic? Like, what would happen if the pool is just empty?
Well, one of these guys who has the much better answer could answer better than I can. But I believe that if he was to draw down the liquidity, you would see the price move against him. Whether that is, through ranges or liquidity providers or not. you know, you would just basically drain the USD from that liquidity, and all those people would have that HEX instead. Now, what would that do to price? I don't know. I don't know. I imagine it would drive it into the ground, but I don't have enough information empirically to kind of explain how it could work, you know.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to dump. It doesn't make sense to keep it liquid. So it sounds like it makes the most sense to restake it.
Yeah, on his on that Bloxy stuff, or actually over maybe on Fatty, how much liquid does he hold underneath this addresses? Do you remember?
I just dropped it in the chat if you want to grab the link there. I don't have it in front of me.
Let me grab that and look real quick. A Fatty demo. Do they distinguish between I don't know if it distinguishes between staked and not staked.
Good question.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. I am looking under HEX, but that brought me to the HEX page. So I'm on Fatty. Blah, blah. I see the stakes all listed. Well, I have a way to find out. Who needs this? Who needs that stinking stuff, right? I'll just go over to the Etherscan myself. I spend probably way too much time having fun with Etherscan. How about you?
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole. It's you can literally, I gotta hold myself back sometimes. Like I need to do other things.
Yeah. It's cool that you can dig into all this stuff, though, man. You know. Oh, look, there's a message in there.
I wonder if he does restake, how long it will be for, and if Valentine's Day was sort of symbolic, or if he thought we'd be around mainnet by now, or
All right, so I'm not seeing any HEX liquid in 666D. So let's make that assumption. Now let's go look at his staking. So I do have him in here, right? So let's go. I'm going to say not ended. So I'm just going to look at all of them. What's the common denominator been? Let's make sure it's in order by date from when he came in. I'll do it by stake start. So very consistently in the hundreds of days or thousands of days. In fact, this one that's ending now is the shortest GodWhale stake ever. The shortest GodWhale stake ever. You see that?
Wow.
At 45 days. Because all the other ones were, you know, much larger in lengthier days. So of course we don't know for sure. I'm gonna vote for scraping yield.
Think so.
You know?
Okay. Think restake, take the yield and then restake the principal.
Yeah, do something like that. But they might get, you know, they might get pretty innovative. Who knows? Maybe start digging into some of these other things, you know. There's other tokens to spend that HEX on, to get involved with, to earn yield, you know.